I finally got all the old hexagons off. And as you can see, we got some carnage left behind. Some of these left the film still, some of them left some of it. Entire hexagon came up and took a chunk of the board with it. Okay, I've got the board completely cleaned off, finally, which was a battle. Hope you can see the damage. I've shown you some of the damage from before. Just showing you again. This is completely clean, like I said. All those spots you can see in the light there, those are spots where taking the hexagons off pulled a part of the board off. This is clean. I have cleaned the board, so none of that is the residue left. That is spots where the hexagons themselves pulled chunks of the board up. This is the worst spot right here. Pretty bad. I can feel the, where it pulled the paint off there. So, pretty bad carnage. But I have the new ones, and I'm gonna use them. It's about $200 worth, so I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna put them back on this board. Can't get much worse. Probably gonna leave them on about 2 years like they recommend and take them off and see if it does more damage to the board. So I'm gonna reset the camera here and show you how I lay these things out and get them ready to be placed on the board. Okay, so I'm laying these out a little bit slowly. This board doesn't have a center line, but it's got these two black lines that are parallel. So I'll mark the halfway point between those. I'm going to try to sort of start with that, maybe back here. Get that as parallel as I can and start off that one. That's what the plan is, get a center line. That's what I'm going to try to do this time. I would like to use these. If these were a little bit bigger, they'd fit too right in between there perfectly. Right in between the two black lines, but that didn't quite work out. So I'm going to try to just mark here and there. See, I marked it here. And a couple of places along here, the center line. All right, I just learned something. I took all these out of the box to weigh them all and realized that the 2.0 product comes with pre-made half pieces like this. The 1.0 product came with all full hexagons like this. So when you get to the edges, you want to cut them. You had to cut here. Try to cut super straight and make a straight line, but these just come with a pre-made half. Really cool inclusion for 2.0. All right, I'll show you how I'm putting these on. Take the thing like this, take the back off, and stick it down. To get it set up, use this little piece they give you. Line up piece, and get that in there. And you take this backing off. And stick it on best you can. And then I use something, I'm just using this flat thing to kind of roll over. I'm not going to do it because it's going to shake the camera, but to kind of press them down and then just repeat over and over. It's hard to get perfect, but you get it close enough. Use this thing every time and you won't get too far off. All right, I'll show you a little hack I've been using is to get a bunch started like this. And then it'll go a little quicker. All right, so I got all of the full ones installed. Just got to come back and do these, halves and stuff. So one of the decisions is like for right here and right here, like these, is this enough? Should there be a full piece there, or should I just do a half and leave the rails more exposed? Another thing I wanted to point out is like this is where one of those the old ones came off and left a little gap, so you can see they're not sticking down as well right there. That's what a lot of that is. And these seem to not stick down as consistently as the older ones. It could be me putting them in poorly or something else. I don't know. But some of that, if you see that, that's what that is. You can see another one right there where the chunk of the board came up. But that's pretty much the whole board covered with where there'll be full ones. There'll be a few more full ones here, but I think most of these will be like half pieces in here. All right, this is what I'm thinking. I don't know about this part, but up the sides, that's what I'm thinking. You can see the halves there. Kind of mirrored on the other side, as you can see. Added a full one there, as you can see. I don't know about that spot. It's just that leaves quite a lot on the edges here, and you can see where this got pulled off. The edge was right here. That's how far over came before. It's leaving a lot more of the rail without traction. I just don't know if I'm really getting that far out with my feet anyway. So I'm thinking this is what I'm going to go with and try it. This uses almost all of the half pieces that they gave me. I think there's 3 left over, and that's it. So this is using quite a lot of the halves. I think I'm going to install it like this. I don't know about that part. Just a few days later, I finally got all of them installed. And as you can probably start to see, if I move like this, I kind of messed this up. I was too focused on it being symmetrical, being right number of across kind of thing. I didn't realize I was leaving a huge gap on this side. It's really close to the rail on this side. Hope you can see that, but there's a big gap here, small gap here. I'm much closer to the edge on this side than on the other side, especially right there, as you can see, completely off. Look at that. So, pretty disappointed in myself. I was focusing on getting that right, but I was focusing on this side too much, rather than looking at this side. So what I should have done is where these halves are on this side, should have put a full one like that, and then the halves right here. But because I put so many halves on both sides, I only have about 3 left. So I could take these off and redo it, as I just said, and I could also cut some of the whole ones and make more halves, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take this out as is, put it back. It's not too wide there. It'll be enough. But anyway, that's the end result. That's what you're going to see me surfing. So I'll get this video out and get this thing back into Waikiki. Thanks for watching.